So the plan is we're gonna drive the Hummer, which is done, all the way back to Texas.
Yeah, this thing actually rides really good too. It feels pretty good. I think this is gonna be an easier ride than the 5-ton ride. That was terrible. This I think is gonna be good. We are out of the mountains into the desert.
I just pulled over. There's a clunking that we keep hearing, and it's increasing in frequency. It seems like it's coming from the transfer case.
Say that it doesn't have it. There's no fluid in there?
So, I don't see signs of a leak, but maybe it was leaking into the transmission. I don't really know. Maybe someone was changing it and forgot to fill back up. I don't know. But it looks, and there might be some in there, but it is not where it should be. And the clunking was getting more and more frequent. We're hoping that we didn't do any permanent damage and this thing's just going to grenade. So we're gonna try to, we do have fluid though. I mean, they sent us with fluid. So we are going to top it off, fill that thing up, and get back on the road and see if the clunking goes away. So we're just gonna try to get 2-3 hours in, and then we load up the Hummer on its truck and trailer, and we all get in the truck and drive home 80 miles an hour down the freeway.
What's up, guys? Ryan here from Predator. We got an update on a past vlog with Matt from Demolition Ranch. So we did a complete build on it, last second, wrapping everything up. We got the truck out of here. Matt picked it up with the boys, and transfer case failed. So we weren't sure what it was. I mean, at one point, Flo, I thought it was like we didn't have fluid in the transfer case. And Cheeto's like, no, I 100% know I did. I put fluid in there because I overfilled it and I spilled it all over myself.
That's one way. That's one way to remember right there. If you spill it on yourself, you know for sure you put fucking fluid in there.
Exactly, and that's what happened.
Yeah.
He spilled it all over himself. I was talking to Matt on the road, and I was like, you know what? I'll load up a transfer case right now. Flo built up a transfer case in an hour. I was on the road driving down to El Centro, which is, what is it, like 2 hours, 3 hours away? It was almost Yuma.
Yeah.
So from here to Arizona, almost 3 hours. I was heading out that way, about an hour, hour and a half out from them, and they called and said, you know what, screw it, we're just gonna send it. So they kept on going, but we knew there wasn't any fluid in the transfer case.
Yeah.
And so we had a discussion, and then Flo brought up the fact that there's one bearing, like a bearing cap, right?
So it's technically a bearing, and the way that they make a bearing is basically you have a flat steel and the press just stamps it and molds it. So technically what happened is that bearing failed.
Yeah.
And it's the only thing that keeps fluid away from entering the transmission.
Yeah, so that was one very slight thing that could have happened, I guess.
Yeah.
One failure, but it's very, very rare. We're like, there's no way. Maybe there's just no fluid in there. Maybe it leaked out, but there was no signs of leaks anywhere. They're like, no, we don't think that you put fluid in there. So one slight thing that could have happened was this bearing could have failed. Or, morning, how you doing?
Yeah,
What is that?
I got a tackies for the shop.
Are you freaking serious?
Okay, well, so they're super cute and small right now, but just wait a few months, they're gonna be big, and you'll see if she's smelling their shooters out.
This is the dumbest idea ever. Look at this. Inside the office, out here.
John's gonna make a soup out of them or something.
Oh, but they're so cute.
That's usually how it happens. They're cute one minute and then the next you're in the dish.
No, these are tackies. They're gonna protect the vehicle.
You should ask Randy about that one time we went to Fallbrook.
Dude, Randy has a story about everything.
Yes. But we went fishing one time to Fallbrook, and one of those geese bit his leg, and he kicked the shit out of him.
Well, I don't know. Maybe they're gonna bite Randy's leg.
Comment down below what we should name them. We're keeping them.
Dinner time.
They're too cute for dinner.
Sorry guys, we are back to the transfer case. This is the Demolition Ranch transfer case right here. This thing was cooked. Look at those bubbles. It wasn't like that when it left here. It was flaking off too. Yeah, this thing got hot. So anyways, back to this guy. Well, we know there was no fluid in the transfer case.
Yeah.
Cheeto swore there was fluid in the transfer case because he spilled it all over himself, and Flo saw the mess on Cheeto's pants from the transfer case fluid. So Cheeto swore it went up and down, it left with the fluid in there. And I was thinking, okay, maybe it leaked out. He said, nope, there's no leaks. Matt's like, no, there's no leaks on the truck. And I was like, it's gonna be blown up everywhere. It's gonna come up the back of the truck, no leaks. Flo brought up the fact that there's a bearing on the backside here that could fail. You've seen it one other time, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen it one other time. So basically what happens is the way that they make the bearing, it technically fails in the long run. You won't be able to see it right then and there, but unfortunately you'll see it once the transfer case takes you.
Yeah.
And what we're talking about is this bearing right here. So in here, you have your bearing, which technically rides right here on that input and output shaft, which rides in here. I don't know if you can see that. So deep inside right there, you have a bearing right in there, and this is what caps it off at the bottom. Really, it doesn't cap it off. It's just a part of the bearing. And you have your transmission output shaft right in here, and this is the only thing that keeps the fluid from the transfer case entering the transmission. And unfortunately, this is what happened. It failed. When I found out about this problem, I thought that I was the one that maybe caused this, but you can clearly see that there is no wear spots. There's no wear spots on this side or the other side. So what I was thinking is the wear would technically be from here.
So you were thinking that you put the bearing in not at the correct depth, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Or you smacked it or something like that?
Yeah, I technically thought that I didn't have it set at the right depth, but
Which is a possibility that you didn't have it at the right depth.
Yeah.
But again, this is a very rare failure. We've only seen it one other time, and until now.
I've done hundreds of these transfer cases. To see this problem is very rare.
Yeah, so what happened is we looked at this guy. I don't know if you can see it, but we think that the failure came from the stamping of it. When they did the stamp, the bottom side where my thumb is, there's like a nice radius on it, and the top side is sharp right here. So when that stamp came down to make that radius that comes up here has a nice smooth radius on the bottom side, and the other side that comes up here, but the top side, when it stamped down, it created a very small hairline crack around there, right around the top of that guy there. So,
yeah,
I mean, that's the only thing, because there's no wear marks on this guy,
yeah.
None.
So technically, it just stretched the metal to a point where it still held, but this transfer case is probably 20-something years old. So technically,
yeah, 20 years old. We got new components inside of it. We put on 500 miles, no problems at all. About 500 miles, right? Yeah. No issues at all. And then about, when did it start happening? It happened on the 8 freeway coming out of San Diego.
Yeah, so.
Oh, it happened. You know that hill climb that comes out of San Diego up to Alpine?
Yeah.
So there's a grade there. It looks pretty flat, but it's like 8 or 9 degree grade, something pretty significant.
It's pretty, I think it's 10.
10?
10, yeah.
And it's a long haul, like 15-mile grade or something crazy. It's like the Baker grade going into Vegas, but you don't really notice it. And they said the temps are climbing up, and then they realized, like, oh shoot, this thing is hot because, you know, like 218 degrees because of this grade that we just went up, and we were hauling ass up this grade. So that load or whatever was enough to push it over the edge and kind of finish up that hairline crack, I guess.
Yeah. Technically, I mean, that's just what happened. Yeah. And it sucks because it bled out internally, so you can't see no leaks on the floor.
Yeah.
So it could have happened on that grade, or it could have happened just cruising around town.
Yeah.
But you just never saw it. We never saw it.
No. Well, we never saw it because it never happened. Yeah. And we actually had the transfer case out because the transmission failed. So we swapped in our transmission, put our transfer case back on, re-topped off all the fluids, and it was fine at that point because there's fluids when you guys drain the transmission and the transfer case.
Yeah.
So Matt put in more fluid on the road, topped this thing off again, and when they got to Texas, it was empty again. It was going back into the transmission. So that's really kind of what did it in. Interesting failure, just very freak accident, unfortunately.
But I'm glad we found the problem. It screwed up a couple things. This range selector, obviously it grounded it down, but obviously this is serviceable. All you have to do is swap out a couple parts, and this transfer case is good for the road again.
Melted these guys too, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah, the plastic.
That's like the first thing that goes. Oh, is that the bearing?
That's a part of this bearing.
Gotcha.
They're all right in here.
But that's not the bearing that failed.
No, that's the bearing inside there.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that bearing's still intact. It's just a cap. Oh,
yeah.
So this is a bearing right here. I don't know if you guys can see that. That's a bearing right there, and there's supposed to be a cap over here. So all the fluid then just pumped out of here when that cap broke free.
Yep.
And then came through here. Ah, crazy failure. Very, very rare. But unfortunately, it failed. Fortunately, they made it home safe and sound. Yeah, this thing ran without fluid in it almost all the way to Texas.
That's crazy. That's that's more than 500 miles.
Yeah, it's something like 1,200 miles or so. We think it ran from San Diego to Arizona. It was out of fluid. They topped it off once, but it would just flow right back to the transmission right away. And then they kept on going from there almost to New Mexico, and that's where their buddy picked him up. They picked him up in New Mexico, trailered him for a few hours, and then the trailer failed. The tire blew on it, and it was just too much weight for that trailer. They couldn't chain that axle up. So they ended up just like unloading it. They're like, screw it, we're gonna send it, and they drove it home the rest of the way, clunking all the way there. But it made it, which is, I mean, it says a lot. Pretty rad.
That's a crazy mission right there.
Yeah, that's nuts. All right, so I got some ducks or geese or whatever, gooses, dinner to figure out what to do with. This is a stupid idea. I don't know, if you guys have had geese and you think that's a good idea for some purpose here, being an attack animal, maybe.
Guard geese.
Yeah, I don't know, come up with some names. I like Bonnie and Clyde. You know,
I
threw out Diesel and Piston, but that's, I don't know, everybody does that for dogs. Bonnie and Clyde, maybe? I don't know.
That's a dog name. Yeah. Bonnie and Clyde sounds about right.
Yeah. Well, comment down below. Let us know if we should do Bonnie and Clyde, or you got a better idea. We'll do it.
Look at this.
Dude, this is a really bad idea. You know that, right?
Yeah.
It's all cleaned up. It's ready to go. And they already love it.
Shoot. Oh. Does it walk?
Yeah.
Does it walk? Walk.
Yeah, walk. Come on, guys.
I can already see it. Cheeto's gonna be eyeing down those wings.
What do you got there? I mean, they kind of are cute. Hi. See if they follow you, Ireland.
Come on, guys. Come on. Come on.
That one runs. We gotta get back to work. This is a bad idea.
Well, how do you call them? Like
it's like this.
What?
Ding, 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 ding. It's a dinner bell.
Ding ding.
Dinner's ready. The soup's ready.
There you go.
Oh. All right, so back to the rest of the shop stuff. So we got, oh, this is sick. Cummins build we did years ago on this guy. We ended up selling it to a new owner. The new owner wanted to pick it up. He's like, hey, what else can we do to it? This truck had the stretch seating, so it came back here, but it did not have the 6-passenger seating. So we are in the midst of putting the 6-passenger seating in there. We went through, repainted the truck. Everything's pretty much fresh and brand new again. She is about to go home. We're getting really close. We've got, took the bumpers off because we did the bumpers. What's up, Brian? How you doing, dude?
Hey, how's it going?
What are you working on?
Just checking the old external reservoir shocks off. We're going to replace these, and possibly, I think these mounts in the back are fine. We might have to replace the ones in the front. They're a little,
Oh, okay,
might be a little dated.
Yeah, so these guys right here.
Yeah, these big things here.
Yeah. This guy's going like all out on this truck, like getting everything dialed. It's rad.
Yeah,
Really nice.
Everything's getting swapped out. Yeah.
Yeah.
As you can see, there's a lot of work going on inside. A whole new stereo, everything.
All right, thanks, Brian. I appreciate it, dude. What is this? You serious? I told you this is a stupid idea. This is a really stupid idea. Really, there's Ireland.
Hey.
There's crap out here.
What is it?
Oh my God! Are you fucking serious, Ireland? There's everywhere in the shop. They've been here for what, 20 minutes? Are you serious? What are they doing here? Oh my God. Look at this. Inside the office, out here. That is fucking gross.
Hey, can we put them on the water?
What's
You
it?
like water, right?
Oh. Why don't we put them in the shark tank?
No.
Food for the sharks.
They don't even like the idea of that.
Yes, I think the shark tank is a great spot for them to go. Mm-hmm. They're gonna love the shark tank. That's where they need to go. Friggin' Randy, he's so lucky he's not here today.
Yeah, but Randy,
So lucky.
even if you yelled at Randy, it wouldn't matter much because he can't hear you.
I'd still need to yell at somebody. Oh, this is gross. Oh, why are you laughing? Are you in on this too?
I
You think this is funny?
I've seen it, man. It's gross.
Yeah, it's gross. It's really gross. Not a friggin' farm. Stupid idea. It's just so dumb. Okay, back to Hummers. Got Starling going in. We got 6-passenger seating. We got 2 additional seats right here and 1 going in here. Then we have the other seats out there. The cool thing about the 6-passenger seating is make sure that it's friggin' clear where you walk through here. There's friggin' landmines everywhere apparently. Check that out. So you got the seats offset all the way out here. The original seats sit right about here. Super tight. You have like just a little bit of room to get in and out. We move them back to about here so you can almost walk all the way through there. Big difference. So we're going through doing the install on this guy, getting it wrapped up. Here shortly, I think maybe another 3 weeks or so, it's gonna be done. So that's awesome. Got another H2 Duramax conversion being wrapped up right now. We got the engine in this week. We got the core support that's got to go to powder coat, and then get this guy wrapped up. This thing had a lot of rust on it, but we got all the rust cleaned up, put rust converter on there, needled the whole frame, just dialed, so looks good now. But yeah, lots of stuff going on, but I cannot get over those stupid geese. Don't need geese here. Tell me what we got.
So we checked out the replacement bearing, and you can see right here, there's stress marks right here.
Yeah, look at that.
So once that bearing gets made, there's a bunch of stretch marks right there.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so that right there, that's at top of that cap that I was talking about. It's kind of radiused, and then the punch comes in from underneath here, and then punches it, and that's at. Wow, that's crazy. That's exactly where it's gonna fail, and that's where it failed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So technically, not our fault, not their fault. It's just the bearing.
Yeah, it's actually like a manufacturing fault and just a design flaw in a way. It's almost like a bottle top that you can just pop off. It has like the little creases on there where it cracks apart. That's exactly what happened right there, huh?
Yep, that's where it.
That's crazy. Wow, nuts. Good find. $7 part shut down an entire truck.
Yeah, thousands of dollars.
Cost thousands of dollars to rebuild the new transfer case, send it out there, get this one back. $7.
I was walking down this little trail, and all of a sudden this thing hits me in the back of the leg, and I thought it was this guy's chihuahua. I turn around, there's a goose. I just kicked that thing, feathers are flying, and into the water it went.
So you thought it was a great idea because you had such a good experience with your goose to get 2 of them. Here.
Nobody's going in that backyard.